Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to another scene of Why Did the Phone Make That Noise? Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York. The scene is set Umbraside in the Sept of the Green, and still in the Sheep's Meadow because it's just so nice. So nice. It's
With
covered
the
in
beautiful
snow.
magical snow.
It's covered in beautiful magical snare. Snare! Um, where there has been a collection of several Guru. Some have come and gone. There are footsteps, footprints even in the snow. But yes, we have determined and let it be known that this is perfect snow. It's fucking perfect. It's like that perfect powdery mix, but you can sit in it and your butt doesn't get soggy. But it'd probably be perfect for making a snowman. I don't know, but it's just yeah. This is like commercial quality snow here. It's serious business because umbral snow is magic. Um, but yes, as we have left it, I believe that Jason and Ten Point and Kailani are all plunked down in the snow because fuck it. They can. They'll they'll manage. They won't even have wet butts because it's magic umber snow. So they've all hunkered down and uh there are at least what, two, three other sets of footprints that have come and gone? Two, I guess. I don't know. I can't count. It's a problem. I live with this every day. But but yeah, so there's at least three people already plopped down in the sheep's meadow. Oh my god. And just kind of conversing amongst themselves. The strains of a violin have only so long left the air. Centering from this point, in order to give people a chance to have a reason to be there. What are you people doing? Why? I can't. There's caps and shit. I'm easily distracted. But yeah, so yeah, there's goldfish or what the fuck? There's three guru in a meadow in the Umbra.
There's gold.
Goldfish.
I am a goldfish.
Goldfish.
Shut up. Oh my god. It's 3 in the morning. What do you want from me?
So
Now,
I'm gonna say that
goldfish.
Saoirse is making her way there at the behest of her Omega in effort to distract her from the events that have been happening this week. She begrudgingly accepts the invitation and makes her way to where she is um, in the Umbra.
Oh, and you will probably have it as well. 10 Point has at least cursorily marked each of their brows with woad. She's not going to fully paint
Yes,
them until we go, but yeah,
right.
you got a blue little smoosh on your forehead.
There's a blue streak on her brow, which is probably very stark on her pale white skin against her fiery red hair. So,
Set pale level to
um,
Irish.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, she makes her way, and she doesn't really say anything. Uh, when she gets there, she just kind of stands next to her packmate.
And all things considered, while conversation will be completely foisted onto the other two people who were there, 10 Point will probably respond to the presence just alongside her, knowing full well who it is because there's the resonation through the link. Will just very calmly, but immediately accepting and appreciating the presence, will just kind of lightly lean against the closer leg. So, what you guys talking about over there? No pressure.
Jason has been listening mostly. I mean, still mostly listening, and occasionally stewing about the things that have has had verb tenses that have been related to him. Um, Once the conversation got to be involving a lot fewer people, he'd probably ask Kailani a couple more questions about her tribe.
And Kailani will happily Kailani will happily answer these questions. with the same sort of stoic, matter-of-fact tone that she had answered the previous questions with.
And at some point, he'll probably just kind of pause. Like, so what's Chimera like?
Chimera is, ever changing. That's probably the best way to describe her. She never shows the same face twice, I don't think.
I guess that kind of makes sense.
One might, if they were bold, dare say, agonizingly cryptic. She will supply with a, God help her, a very faint, playful grin towards Kailani.
Kailani will nod. She is a creature of dreams.
And he looks thoughtful. All kinds?
I would imagine so.
He goes back to looking thoughtful. He's good at that, actually. He's almost as good at looking thoughtful as he is at looking confused.
It is said that Chimera chose us for our love of wisdom and sought out Clytall, the first stargazer.
Kailani is Robolani. I assume
Any better?
I assume you're just too far from your shenanigans or something.
Is this getting any better?
A little,
bit.
maybe?
A little bit?
You may, like, if you are right by your shizzle, then you may need to reload.
Yeah, I will be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Jason will continue to look contemplative.
God. Saoirse has acute hearing, so she can probably hear everything pretty clear.
Oh, she missed a great conversation earlier, though. It was pretty interesting.
Meanwhile, after successfully managing to sidestep, which he considers a bit of a personal achievement, Razvan makes his way to the gathered party because he hears noises and he was told to interact with people.
Okay.
And, I'm presuming the first person he's gonna recognize, or the first Garu he's gonna recognize, will be Kailani, because he's the only other one that he met. She's the only one.
Likely. Am I still a robot?
You are.
Yeah.
You went from Terminator levels to like RoboCop, so we can actually understand.
Okay.
And where was I? Yeah, and he begins to approach the gathered party. And as he notices Kailani, he begins to like awkwardly wave.
There is a
Good.
crunching in
Jason
the
will
snow.
look up.
And yeah, likewise, heads will turn. Point will turn a glance around.
Kalani will see him and actually get up and go over to him. Hello, Raz.
Hey, guy.
How are you?
Meh.
Still looking to meet the tail singer?
Is she here?
Mm-hmm. Come on. And still lead him back to the group.
And Rizwan like, awkwardly joins the group, and his first instinct is to like awkwardly wave. Then he's like, shouldn't do that. So he basically straightens his back.
Oh, he's precious.
Yeah. He basically like mans himself up.
Well, this breaks Saoirse's somewhat grumpy demeanor. And she actually cracks a smile at that.
And he bows his head deeply and politely. My name is Razvan Yorga, born on 2 legs, Galliard of the Shadow Lords, Clearth of the Garu Nation. It is an honor to meet you all.
Saoirse smiles. And she says, I'm Saoirse O'Brien, screams the Huntsman's Fury. Born on 2 legs, Galliard of the Fiona, Adrian of the Nation, Tail Singer of the Sept.
The moment she says Tail Singer of the Sept, his eyes like probably grow like 3 or 4 times in diameter.
Tempoint will be studying his expression from where she's plopped down right by her packmate's ankle in the snow. Though she will have sat herself up a bit, so she's not leaning on her anymore.
Saoirse's gonna pack Link to 10 points. I think he's a fan.
All the same, 10 Point will shift her posture a bit to something a little less loose and relaxed. Finally shifting around to where she's probably sitting kneeled as opposed to sitting on her butt with her legs just kind of cast wherever. And she'll bob her head, the bells on her antlers giving a light little jingle. I am 10 Point, deeded, 1,000 cuts, Metasporn Theurge of the Fianna, fostering to the nation.
Jason is honestly still sitting in the snow, but does, kind of straightens up slightly. He's getting better at this. I am Jason Reynolds of no deed name, born on 2 legs beneath the half moon, cub of the nations.
And then there was an awkward pause.
And then there was a really awkward pause, and Jason makes this like brief face, like, "Did I get that right? No, I got it."
Kalani will sit down. And you all know me. So, now we all know each other.
Aye, indeed.
God bless Kailani. 10 Point will still be measuring the new guy's expression. Have his eyes shrunk back to normal size yet?
A bit.
Just a touch.
Yeah.
Return through the pack leg, considering that he's still pulling a bit of a face. There's finally a slow answer. I think you're right.
Saoirse will just chuckle.
Yeah, 10 Point is finally going to give the equivalent of a mental like faint nudging sensation. Right, you may need to say something or he might never start again. You are muted, Lindsay. And Meredith, you are not muted, and someone is dying in the background.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
She just kind of gave Lindsay, God,
Saoirse.
bless my little heart, gave Saoirse essentially a bit of the equivalent of like a nudging sensation, and said, "You may need to say something, Raya, or he's never going to start working again. He's stuck."
Oh. She just kind of laughs. And I need to point out, Saoirse is tiny in Homage. She's about 5'3" and weighs maybe 110 pounds. So I'm sure that Rez is probably taller than her.
He's like 6'1", 6'2".
So
like almost everyone, way taller than her.
Yeah. He's like,
so the fact that this giant Shadow Lord is just watching her in awe is amusing to her. So she's grinning, but she'll walk up to him and she'll hold out her hand to shake his.
Okay, let's make this even more awkward. The fact that the tail singer actually extended her hand to him, like basically flabbergasts Rizwan, and remembering that he got his ass kicked for not submitting properly, he takes her hand and basically in the most proper medieval knightly way takes a knee.
Oh my god, this is glorious.
And
yes.
he basically like takes a knee, rests his hand on his knee because he doesn't have a sword to basically lean his weight against, and puts his head down and just says, "Tail singer."
She smiles.
There is muffled snickering from Jason.
10 Point has managed to not snicker, just barely.
You know what? Saoirse very much appreciates the respect. And she'll say is very nice to meet you. Glad to see another Galliard on Sept, and look forward to sharing many stories with you. You may be as you were.
And he gets up. Not in the most gracious way possible, but he gets up.
She will help him up in any way that she can, even though she's small, but she's relatively strong for her size. Even if he just needs to use her for leverage to get up.
No, he's not gonna do this. He's
Okay.
gonna use his own like his palms deep into his knees, like basically raising himself up. Because you don't lean on a lady.
Oh, well, she'll appreciate that little bit of traditionalism from him, and she will step back and rejoin her packmate with quite a smile on her face. If nothing else, Resvin has managed to lift her spirits considerably given everything that's happened this week and last. So, so that is a win in his category.
Just acknowledging the awkward silence, Razvan just gives like everyone a look and then stops at Kailani. Is it a bad time?
No, I don't think so. She'll tilt her head to one side. Tonight has been the night of awkward silences. Awkward silent spirits are probably sleeping in this part of the Umbra.
Are those a thing?
Probably. There's spirits for everything.
It's like Rule 34, but for spirit things.
I don't know what Rule 34 is, but probably.
You don't want to know, trust me.
No, forget I mentioned it, actually.
Kailani is going to stop for a minute. She narrows her eyes. It's a sex thing, isn't it?
Razvan just gives her the slow clap.
The honored Raya is very perceptive about human nature.
Yeah, human nature is that the Hamas never want to talk about sex things with the lupus. Well, except for Saoirse. Saoirse was honest with me.
My, look at all this snow. Like,
I apologize, Raya. I can explain it if you would like.
You know, I don't think I need an explanation.
Nods.
And Razvan just looks at Jason. If you're gonna give Kailani the talk, I'm gonna go get popcorn.
Kailani will sit down. Oh, I've had the talk.
Which talk?
Just like to talk.
Which talk?
The talk that goes into great detail about the many various ways and tools that humans use to have sex with each other.
Oh, okay.
I'm not even
That's
going to
actually
make
one of the
roll.
better versions of that talk.
10 Point is turning so many hilarious colors. Actually, she's probably still kind of faint on it, but she has decidedly turned pink and is
Saoirse is very amused
poking
by
at
10
the
points
snow.
Embarrassment.
Yeah, but you know, the talk's a bit different when it comes to Garu. Because if a mommy wolf and the daddy Garu love each other, they make another Garu. If a mommy human and the daddy Garu love each other, they make another Garu. If a mommy Garu and the daddy Garu love each other, then you break the litany.
What fine snow this is here. So nice.
And
So happy.
Saoirse is dying. She is dying. Considerably dying.
The moment he realizes there's a metis around, he's gonna turn like crimson.
He
just reaches out and
he just barely turns more
she just
red.
reaches out.
Just barely.
Saoirse reaches out and pets 10 Point's hair.
10 Point
It's
is
okay.
patted. 10 Point is
And-
still just so fascinated with this here snow.
To everyone here who has not heard it before, you will hear a chuffing sound coming from Kailani. That is her laughing.
And Rizvan just goes to, like, looks at the endpoint. I meant no disrespect.
She was not offended, I assure you. Or are you 10 point?
There's a quiet little shake of head.
I didn't think so. You're fine.
So, now that we have that out of the way, what can we discuss next?
I'm still finding hard to believe the fact that with 3 galliards around, there's awkward silence instead of like telling stories and jokes. But meh.
Sorry, I'm usually more talkative, but I'm preoccupied.
I mean, if it's stories and jokes you want, I know jokes. I have a joke book.
Do it. I want to see Kailani tell jokes. This will be amazing.
Kailani will, she'll scrunch up on her haunches so she's sitting upright and kind of puff up her chest. Knock, knock.
Who is there, Raya?
Banana.
Banana who?
Knock, knock.
Who's there, Raya?
Banana.
Banana who?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Orange, you got I didn't say banana.
Oh, I love you, Kai. Never change.
I am, Raya. That was a very good rendition.
Oh, it's so funny, right? Because orange and banana are both fruit.
Yes, they are.
And fruit doesn't talk. It doesn't even have hands to knock on the door with.
That is true.
Not exactly the kind of jokes I was expecting, Kai.
And yet, highly entertaining.
I mean, I guess I know a couple other jokes. But I don't know if they really make sense in this Hamid tongue.
You know wolf jokes?
No, I know jokes in Japanese. And a couple in Hindu and one in Chinese.
I don't know, but I'll listen.
Okay.
I know a few stories, but none of them would fit the moment.
As the pause draws on, 10 Point will very abruptly remember herself and turn a glance up. Oh, Raya.
I.
And she flicks open her satchel and reaches into her satchel and proceeds to pull out, well, let's just call it a beat stick that is far longer than her bag is deep. It is not quite the same style as the one that Aiden used to have. It's definitely a cleaner, sleeker shillelagh, but all the same, she will withdraw it from the bag and offer it over.
Oh, she grins. She grins from ear to ear. And she takes it in her hands and she looks it over.
Yep,
Oh, you did good on this one.
It's even done in such a way that it's probably long enough for her to use as like cane length type walking stick, with the knob at the top being roughly about the size of one of her smaller hands.
Yes. Oh, this is so good. A good thing I brought my swag.
Would you like me to dedicate it to you, Raya?
She'll nod.
Yeah. 10-Point will clamber herself up out of the snow, giving herself the cursory brush off that sends powder flying. And will, from her swag, produce a small incense sensor on a chain. Likely will withdraw incense, light it, stick it in there, and proceed with it to walk thrice clockwise, thrice counter, thrice clockwise again. And let me make sure I'm still on the right dice roller. And make sure I remember what kind of right this is. I want to say it's a mystic right. Scrolling too far. It is a mystic right. So what's rituals? Diff 7. Ugh, so much scrolling. And I will spend a willpower because I am not failing this roll.
No, or everybody will get to see the beat stick be.
Everyone will get to see why she made it. Yes.
Yep.
It's a good thing she spent a willpower, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
So yeah, she will go through the process afterwards. Probably ending up just by her side, and will just mutely go through the process of beginning to snuff the burning nonsense in the sensor and begin to package it all up again.
Jason is just watching very intently throughout the whole thing.
And especially if he's still, kind of looking on with interest as she gets everything packaged away, she'll turn a glance up. The different tribes have variations of these rites, and this is mine. But now, no matter what form she may take or where she may go, it will go with her.
Jason nods and actually will slip his hand down into his pocket.
And the Omega puts all of her things away and proceeds to fold right back down next to Saoirse's ankle where she started.
Kaylani will clear her throat. Okay, I think I know the one. Some stuff is going to get lost in translation. So, back in the time of the samurai, there was a powerful emperor who needed a new head samurai. And he sent a declaration out through the country that he was searching for one. But by the time a year passed, only 3 people had showed up. So the emperor asked the first samurai to come and demonstrate why he should be head samurai. The first samurai opened the matchbox, and out popped the fly. Whoosh goes the sword, and the fly drops dead on the ground in 2 pieces. The emperor exclaims, "This is very impressive." So the emperor then asked the second samurai to come in and demonstrate. The second samurai opened up a matchbox, and out pops a fly. Whoosh, whoosh goes his sword, and the fly drops dead on the ground in 4 pieces. The emperor exclaims, "That is really very impressive." The emperor then has the third samurai demonstrate why he should be the head samurai. The third samurai also opens the matchbox, and out pops a fly. His flashing sword goes whoosh, 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 and a gust of wind fills the room, but the fly is still alive, buzzing around. The emperor, obviously disappointed, asks, "After all of that, why is the fly not dead?" The third samurai smiles. "If you look closely, you will see the fly has been circumcised."
Oh. Oh, Kailani.
That was
Th-
wrong on so
this
many
face.
levels.
This face is all I've got. I'm sorry.
So Saoirse walks over and pats Jason's shoulder. It's all right, lad.
To be honest, Kai, when you said you're gonna tell Asian jokes, I was thinking about the one with the Buddhist monk and the hot dog vendor.
Just sit down a minute. I don't know that one.
Okay, what did the Buddhist monk say to the hot dog vendor?
I don't know. What did the Buddhist monk say to the hot dog vendor?
Make me one with everything.
Kalani ponders this for a moment and then rolls over into the snow, laughing, kicking her feet in the air. Make me one with everything. That's hysterical. If you don't get spiritual enlightenment from a hot dog vendor.
Saoirse's gonna keep her comments to herself on that one.
I don't know. You never know what they put in those hot dogs.
From the smell, it's mostly chicken and pork.
With just a hint of enlightenment.
What does enlightenment even smell like?
Good question.
Jason stares at people expectantly.
Do you know any Jason?
Not many good ones.
Do you know any bad jokes?
Maybe?
Maybe.
Glancing between them.
Kalani tilts her head expectantly.
Well, if we're telling Asian jokes, I guess there's a young Chinese couple who got married. It's their wedding night. They're both very giddy and very much in love. And the husband declares to his wife that tonight, for you, I will do anything. We can try anything you want. Just name it. And she, very shyly, because she's a modest woman, she says, well, I have always wanted to try a little 69. Of course, my darling, anything for you. But why the beef and broccoli?
10-point doesn't get it.
Kailani doesn't get it either.
Razvan doesn't get it either.
What?
Saoirse is going to pretend that she doesn't get it.
Jason
But
briefly
she's internally
expectant,
facepalm.
kind of just nods to himself. Like, he doesn't even look surprised. He's like, yeah, that's what I thought. Like, I don't,
At least
no
10-point
bad jokes either.
interested
apparently.
if confused. Like, she feels like she missed something important, but doesn't know what.
He shrugs.
Okay, so what does 69 have to do with beef and broccoli?
Lindsay, you're breathing pretty hard.
Sorry.
Well, the discussion of 69 just too much. He sighs. For many immigrants to this country, a way of making a living is to open restaurants. And there's a stereotype that is what many Chinese immigrants do. And menus in their restaurants are usually marked with numbers so that you know what dish you are ordering, even if you cannot pronounce the name.
Oh, okay.
The moment Jason mentions immigrants, he gets the stink eye from Razvan.
Saoirse's an immigrant herself, so she's just kind of whatever.
That bit 10-point doesn't seem to have any issue with. And for what it's worth, I am not going to try to fake one. 10-point does have a very thick Irish accent. She still looks confused, however.
Jason will look up at Razvan, and I believe I specifically said I do not know any good jokes.
Fair enough. You're
I've
not
got
one.
one.
And Razvan stops mid-sentence and turns to Saoirse.
Oh, I love that the Adrian Telsinger can just silence the room.
Senpai.
No, Disney.
So, I mean, it's kind of a corny joke, but it's a joke nonetheless. Dr. O'Mahony tells his patient, "I have bad news and worse news, John." "Oh dear," John replies, "what's the bad news?" The doctor says, "You only have 24 hours to live." "Well, that's terrible," says John. "How can the news possibly be any worse?" And the doctor says, "I've been trying to contact you since yesterday." Whoops. Looks like, somebody needs to answer the phone.
I knew a twist on this joke once. But it's a lot more cringeworthy.
So, what do you call an Irishman sitting on a couch?
Having just gotten the stink eye for bringing up stereotypes, Jason is studiously silent despite knowing the answer to this joke.
She is an Irish woman, so she can tell this joke.
What fine snow this is.
The Californian, yeah, is like poking the snow next to his knee. Like, that's really cool. There's something down there.
She just laughs and she says patio furniture.
Patio furniture? What?
Patio furniture. It's a spin on how, my name is Saoirse O'Brien. A lot of Irish last names begin with an O.
Oh. But you guys really don't, so you don't really use people as patio furniture then?
Well, it depends on the person, doesn't it, 10 Point?
Buy what fine snow this is! Maybe if she doesn't engage, it'll be safe.
10 Point, do you know any jokes?
Blink.
If we're going with stereotypes, I know a few Russian jokes. At Eastern European in general, but for expedience sake, let's just call them Russian. It's early morning in the city of Moscow. And Ivan wakes up and brushes his eyes, looks out on the window, and sees American tanks. He rushes downstairs in the middle of the street and goes next to the tanks and starts yelling, "Freedom! Freedom!" One of the tanks just stops. A guy pokes his head out of the tank. "Ivan, not freedom, Halloween."
Poor 10 Point. She's missing the punchline on a lot of these.
Honey. What's a tank? That's what you keep fishing, right? And the lobsters at the supermarket, the ones that you're not supposed to reach in and take unless you pay for them?
Why do I think that you know that from experience, Kai?
Well, how was I supposed to know? There's a door right there. You're also not supposed to eat them in the supermarket.
The lobsters?
Yeah.
You're also not supposed to eat them raw.
Really?
She nods.
Huh, I didn't know that.
Meanwhile, 10 Point will muse, perhaps a little bit quieter than the rest, as if, just honestly saying it to herself. Lobster is strangely good for something that looks like a swimming spider.
They used to be called sea cockroaches for good reason.
That's a cringe. And not for the reason you think.
So, why did lobsters used to be called sea cockroaches?
Just because of the way they look, they used to be considered unfit for human consumption. To a point in which the French 200 years ago used to serve them only to prisoners, and the worst of the worst. And now apparently it's high-class cuisine.
They
yeah,
taste
so are
really
fishes.
good with butter. Or heavy cream and brandy and mushrooms and stuff.
Or fresh out of the water. with a little bit
I've
of dirt.
never had one raw, actually.
They've got this they've got this brown gook in them, and that tastes foul. But everything else is really tasty.
That I don't know about brown. The green gook is eggs.
Is it green?
In the females, yes. Can you see colors, Raya?
Not really. I just make assumptions about stuff based on smell sometimes.
Oh,
You can smell colors.
Some colors have smell.
there's a word for that.
Synesthesia.
That's the one.
Grass. Kalani will.
I would assume it's more a case of associating certain smells with what you've been told their colors are.
Yes. Like grass is green, so the so green smells like grass, and blueberries are blue, so they smell like blue.
They technically aren't, actually.
What?
Blueberries are, the outside is actually a color called indigo.
What?
Which is sort of like blue, but really, really dark. It's a plant.
Oh, okay.
And the insides are usually pale green, which is, most blue things aren't actually edible at all.
Really?
Meanwhile, 10 Point hopefully will draw a finger up to tap just below the smear of paint on her brow. Blue, Kailani.
Huh. Okay.
Can we move on now from bad jokes to, I don't know, songs and stories?
I can't
Please?
sing either, but I'll listen.
She'll even start like pulling a case out of her swag that again is much longer than the bag is deep, but nonetheless will produce a violin case and cast a hopeful glance up.
10 Point, you can play if you like.
Anything but the jokes. I will play for you if you want to sing.
I don't even know what to sing.
These paintings, they aren't done with acrylic, oil, or watercolor.
Excel を使って絵を描いてます。
Microsoft Excel, the
What
computer
the?
program.
Meredith, you may want to mute. Or whoever's having a pop-up issue.
It was probably me, which is weird because I've got headphones in. But no, it's probably me.
Weird indeed. But yeah, no, she will kind of produce the violin case and glance between them. There's 3 frickin' galliards here. Who knows if she should play or not? It's really up to them.
I mean, Saoirse's fine with it. She's... Her head is kind of too jumbled to try and compile some sort of song right now. She'll actually apologize to everybody and say, I'm sorry, I'm not, she'll air quote, on my game. It's been a rough couple of weeks. Rough couple of months, honestly.
I've got my guitar on me, but it's on the other side, as he makes her quotes.
She'll nod. Do you not have it dedicated?
And he pinches his t-shirt. Only things I managed to get dedicated.
Well, we can fix that for you. 10 Point here especially can, as you saw, can dedicate items. I
don't
can
know if
too, but
it's
I'll let
thick.
her do it for me. Add a character if you have enough slots, it should.
Out of character, I thought you could get one item per gnosis point.
It's an outfit is given to you for free.
Yeah.
Like like you having a set of clothing does not count against your max.
Right, and I believe a guitar and its case would be 1 item.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that the set of wedding rings is Jason's item.
I would argue that they probably consider it like part of his outfit.
Part of the outfit.
Quote.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, because outfit and accessories is
well, the
is
one
all
of them
one
is
thing.
carried. He needs to go get a locket for it, but.
And if his guitar is acoustic, he won't take a renown hit for it for dedicating a Weaver item.
And Razvan just looks at Saoirse. So, should I go get it?
If you'd like.
And he just looks at whatever reflective surface. If there's one, if there's not, he's just gonna like awkwardly scratch his head. And
you are welcome to like exit stage left and then return from stage left again.
Yeah, you don't
like
you
without
don't need to roll. This is
some
just
shit. Just be like, he goes to get his guitar and then come back after a couple minutes.
yeah, and he just like leaves it on the ground before him and sidesteps again, basically leaving the guitar in the case in the tellurium.
Ah, shit, that's right. Actually, you know what? When he approaches with the guitar, 10 Point does have Pulse of the Invisible. So once he returns, she will cross. Let me... Jesus. That is not what I thought I was clicking. Sorry. She is going to cross over, and, yeah, well, ironically, probably as he's pulling something out to look at, it will just be like, poof, theurge. And she will already be drawing out the sensor again and repeat the rite from earlier. Do it. And with 3 successes, once it is all said and done, yeah, the guitar will be dedicated, and
And
she'll begin
out
tucking
of
it away.
character, I think I need to blue book that.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So Rizwan takes out his guitar and looks at the tail singer because he's totally fanboying right now.
No.
I fucking love it. It's great.
Beautiful.
It somehow awkwardly fits the character. And he looks at Sirsha. With your permission, Sirsha Raya.
Go right ahead.
And
She's actually gonna sit down next to Kailani and place a comforting hand on her shoulder and listen.
okay, we first of all, I think I need to roll two things because my performance is split between my singing and my guitar.
Okay.
Okay, hopefully I don't botch this. I rolled persuasion earlier, so I'm at diff 5. So,
Well, here's
guitar
the
roll.
question: what is your actual performance? Like
My
what?
performance is 2.
Well, like when you pick performance, you have to choose a type of performance.
Okay, both of them are 2.
Okay, good man. That's what I wanted to hear. That's amazing. I love you for actually buying it twice.
Okay, so guitar roll.
What?
4 successes, so he's like fucking Santana. Vocal roll.
Yes.
2 successes. He's a bit off key. And now the out of character. Do you actually want me to play this? Out of character.
Of course.
Slash in character.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And hey,
Do
2
it,
successes doesn't
yeah.
mean off key. I'd say off key for a fail. It just means he's not like
Yeah. No.
a fucking saint.
He's not. Yeah. He's not like probably studio recording worthy, but he's good.
Okay, I'm gonna do this. And out of character, this is the only Celtic song I know, so. As I was walking all alone, I heard twa corbies mocking a man. The thane unto the tether did say, oh, where shall we gang and dine today? Oh, where shall we gang and dine today? For in beyond yon awful dyke, I wot there lies a new slain knight, and nobody kens that he lies there, oh. But his hawk and his hound and his lady fair, oh. His hawk, his hound, and his lady fair. His hawk is to the hunting game, his hound to fetch the wild found hame. His lady has ta'en another mate, oh. So we will make our dinner sweet, oh, we will make our dinner sweet. I'll sit on his White House bin, and I'll pike out his bonny blue inn, with many a lock of his golden hair, oh. Will seek honest when it grows bare, oh, seek honest when it grows bare. For I was walking all alone.
Well, Saoirse's gonna clap.
Jason will as well.
Yeah, 10 Point will join in on the applause.
Well, I'm impressed. That was good. Very good. I appreciate that a lot.
There's no real audible applause from Kailani, but you can hear her tail stomping vigorously into the snow.
Yes. Saoirse will stay put in the snow, cuddling with the lupus.
As he gets claps from everyone, he blushes a bit.
Yes. No, Tempo will happily applaud because that was actually very nice. And we'll shoot a glance to Saoirse, though she has been beckoned and has nested up beside her.
Just to break the awkward silence, Rizwan looks at Kai and says, "See, I told you I can galliard."
I knew you could.
And 10 point will.
Actually,
Oh, go ahead.
speaking of galliarding, 10 point, you were gonna tell me some stuff that I'd missed. And Razvan probably doesn't know it yet because he hasn't joined a pack yet. Unless, and she'll look at him, unless you have since the last time I saw you.
He shakes his head. Nope.
And there'll be a bit of a world-weary kind of sigh, though she has flicked open the case and pulled out the violin. And probably has it set in her lap at this point. And it is definitely a very old, very worn, very used violin. In good repair, mind you, and obviously vigorously cared for, but pretty blatantly of a hand-me-down quality at best. And she'll be brushing a hand over the panel as she mulls over it. Andre, how much do you know about the situation with the scanner?
This is the first I'm hearing of it.
Oh dear. Andre, please. Don't go anywhere alone, off sept. The Skinner is only one hide from being able to perform the ritual, and may take any opportunity that is granted. And
oh, you said Skinner. I thought you said sea otter.
What the why would I say sea otter?
I don't know.
Okay, well, retract that then. So she said,
Yeah,
how much do you know about the Skinner?
Kailani knows that there is one, and they're poisoning Garu with silver, and don't take food from kinfolk you don't absolutely know and trust.
Yeah. So she will review this again for present company's sake. The Skin Dancer is at this point known to be one of our kin, someone who has fashioned themselves as a leader, and someone who has, I guess, maintained good connections with the Guru. I was present when at least one of the victims was found dead, and at this point we know very well that they were tainting food and drink with silver dust. So, unless you are absolutely sure, accept no food or drink from the kinfolk. And you can explain politely if you need to, but at this point, since we don't know who it is, and we don't necessarily want them to know that we've caught on, make excuses. The Skin Dancer is also only one hide from performing the rite, and any single opportunity that is tempting, any single opening may be enough to inspire them to hurriedly finish. And considering just how quickly they're capable of dispatching Guru, it's best not to provide an opportunity.
I see.
There's still two questions that come to mind about the Skinner.
Yes, Henry.
Okay. We know he's...
Or she.
We know they are one of the kin. Do we know of what tribe?
We do not.
We don't know that much.
We encountered the skin dancer who taught the one we are dealing with now, and it has been dispatched. All we know about this current skin dancer is that it is someone socially active and of influence. We know that this person has a twin sibling who is Guru, who did have their first change. And while we have not met this Ronin, this sibling, it seems that the two interchange themselves seamlessly to the point where they may as well be very much the same person. So at any given point, short of the gift sent of the true form, there's no being absolutely sure that you are even speaking to a kinfolk.
Well, we can cross out the leader of the Shadow Lord kin. I went to his home. I had dinner with him. I wasn't poisoned. I wasn't ambushed.
You mean Mike?
Yeah.
That does not render him no longer an option, Onrai. Whoever it is until now has been very clever and very quiet about how they did it.
I'm a newcomer. Not a lot of people know me. I was alone in his house, out of my own volition, without letting anybody know. It was the perfect opportunity to jump me, if he wanted to.
And by the same token, I have gone into Elizabeth's coffee shop 100 times, and she has made me drinks and brought them to me in the back room when no one knew I was there, but that does not make it tactically sound. From what I understand, Mike is very, very fond of his wife and his family, and even if he was the Skinner, I doubt that he would dispatch anyone in front of them. There is no being absolutely sure. It's what has made this so very challenging, is that we've seen many hints, we have felt many ways, but there has never been a sure fact to point us or to rule out any one of them. At this point, if necessary, I will take them one by one and perform the rite of heritage until I
know
find
that
who
right.
has a sibling.
I know that right as well. 10 point if you want help.
There's a faint nod. I believe Chloe is going to attempt to pulse the Ronin. We will see how that goes. I know Aiden wasn't quite able to catch a hold.
She wrinkles her nose at that.
Yeah, she doesn't look especially happy about the fact either. Whatever the case, until we have a sure fact, no one is ruled out, and no one is surely the Skinner. And with the bill and all the things that we have said and done, we can't afford to agitate or threaten any of the kin. So at worst, I will ask an Arun to be present, or someone physically capable, to gently restrain each as they are given the rite of heritage, if the pulse does not work.
And
well, let's hope the pulse works. I'd rather not have to restrain kin.
I would rather not have to stand in front of a kin who might in fact be a Karu.
That too. I
just glance over to Therese.
There's another issue. And forgive my lack of knowledge among the subject. I'm used to dealing with other threats. Does he need to kill the Garu by themselves?
No.
Because then we might want to keep a close eye on our burial grounds.
That is where we found the elder. The one who was teaching them. The early victims were members of this Sept. In fact, the previous tale singer and the previous keeper of the land. One died in their home. One died here on the Sept. And neither was skinned until they had been transported to the graveyard. So any death is a risk. We must be vigilant. It only takes one more hide, one more skin, and we'll become a fully fledged skin dancer, aided by a Ronin. We are in the Umbra. We are at the Sheep's Meadow, kind of all plunked down in the snow, chattering. There has been 10 Points Twilight Song was played from there, and there has likewise, just a moment ago, been song and guitar music. And but yes, she'll continue. So we know that it is one of the kin. We know it is one of the more active and social kin. We know that that kinfolk has an identical twin who first changed and is considered Ronin. I have consulted one of the only packs that I know of that resides more deeply in the city, and they were not aware of a Ronin currently residing in the city, and thus could offer no description of that Ronin to give us a point to go off of. So while we are closing in, our options are narrowing down. I will give Chloe Raya time to try to pulse. I'll give Aiden Raya time to try again. But if neither catches with, and she glances over to Sirsha, with what we need to do, we need to have this done before we go. We need to solve it. We need to handle it.
She nods. Then I guess we better get... Oh, we have a long day tomorrow then.
There's a mild little nod. I will give them a chance to each try to pulse. If they fail, we will begin calling to our kin and asking them to sit through the rite.
She nods. Well, I'd like to be there regardless. Even if it's just moral support for both Garred kin. And, I'm more than capable to help restrain or fend off anything, so...
Yeah, 10 Point actually nests, just like, it's not even really a physically visible gesture, but she feels just a little more pressure in the lean against her side.
Yeah, she'll comfort her.
People who are close, the better. Talatahine was
She nods.
capable, there and surrounded by capable Guru. It went very, very fast.
Aye.
And she'll be glancing between the cub, between the newcomer.
Jason is just he's very quiet, very solemn.
Everybody hears the footsteps.
There's a crunching in the snow.
Yeah.
That's
As his like jaw touches Jason's back. Cub.
And Jason just rolls his head back to bare his throat. Yes, Raya.
What are you doing?
Listening, Raya.
Did you talk with 10 Point?
Yes, Raya. I have advice for anyone who is to accompany me. You did not give specific names, but you did suggest.
Bites the Weak looks at those who haven't met and he says, I am Bites the Weak, Lupus Adrian Tirge of the Shadow Lords. I'm the Den Parent. Your eyes look lovely tonight,
Saoirse will-
Jason.
Saoirse will smile at Bites the Weak. She'll say, I've heard of you, but have not officially met you. I'm Saoirse O'Brien, screams the Huntsman's Fury. Born on 2 legs. Galliard of the Fianna and Adrian of the Nation. And the Tale Singer.
And Rizvan looks at Bites the Weak and says, Rizvan Yorga, born on 2 legs under the gibbous moon, Shadow Lord Cleeth of the Nation. And he fully submits to Bites the Weak because he doesn't want to get his ass kicked anymore.
He Bites the Weak, puts his hand, like the lupus paw on your throat, and then looks at 10 Point and Kailani.
Kailani has rolled over onto her back in the snow.
Okay.
Yeah. And 10 Point, very similarly, just kind of has flopped back in the snow. Trying to remember if they've actually met before officially.
They met before.
Yeah, she just, everybody do the flop. Thump.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like really fucking annoying to do the flop at the, on the fucking snow, but the heat.
Hey, it's cushiony and fabulous umbra snow. You don't even get soggy. It's just like poof.
But then he will say, there's enough. And then look at Saoirse. Are we at the, are you guys having a fire in front of the,
Nope.
We're just sitting in the snow, and
Just sitting in the snow.
Saoirse actually had Kailani on one side and 10 Point on the other, with Jason either
Just kind of off to the
off to the
side,
side or
watching respectfully.
and
they're just kind of
Razvan
sitting
was
in a
front of
circle.
them. Yeah, so just kind of in a circle. But she had her arm around both Kailani and 10 Point, kind of cuddling both of them.
Basically, what happens is he sits in a lupus form and waits and listens stories because he thinks there'll be stories. So she just sits there, waits and listens.
Yeah. 10 Point will sit herself up, give her head a vigorous shake to get the powdered snow out of her hair, which sets the bells on her antlers going, absolutely insane, jingle jangling. Thankfully, they're not very big, so it's not loud. It's kind of merry, if anything. Kind of ironic considering the season. But once she's gotten the worst of the snow puffed out of her hair, we'll bob her head to the den father. I've advised them on what kind of chiminage to provide and would be happy to try to bind spirits to aid them.
Good. When he says good, you guys see a crow spirit landing on his shoulder.
Is it the one that's probably been hanging out in one of the trees nearby this whole time?
Yes.
Jason,
Yeah.
at some point, Jason has offered
God.
chicken kidneys or something to this crow. Like, hey, would you like bits of,
Crows really like
Animal
eyeballs.
The chicken that they cooked didn't have eyeballs. It came from the grocery store. It had giblets, though.
And admittedly, it's not like she's saying so in character, so.
Okay.
So
No,
yeah,
I
it's
thought
more
it
that,
was-
hey, this is a thing that's happened. No, 10 Point will actually also nod to the crow.
Crow opens his wings and then says, "Arr!" and then closes his wings.
Sounds about right.
Amichan, do I get anything for having beast speech from that craw?
You need spirit
It would be
speech. This is a
spirit
spirit.
speech. We're in the Umbra.
Ah, fair enough, fair enough. Just asking.
Amachan,
What's up?
I had a question for you. Because it doesn't specify in the book that it applies to spirits. But it also says all languages. I'm assuming seed of speech is not a replacement for spirit speech.
No, it is. Spirit speech is a specific gift.
Okay, that's what I thought.
But yeah, he just sits. No, I didn't bring him to just like bring a plot. He is basically sitting and listening and judging everybody silently.
Mm-hmm.
So once he has settled in and she has said her piece, she'll glance to New Dude and to the cub. Do either of you have questions?
No, I think that that explains a lot of it, what I didn't know anyway.
A lot of this has been put off by working on the bill. We put the needs of the kin before our own for a good long while. But now that they have someone at their head and someone who does not seem to be the source of the tension, because the fact that the last leader of the kin was killed, it seemed a matter of course that one of the people who stepped up and offered to take that place would have been tied to the killer. We chose a third option and pressed her forward, gave her the confidence to take that place. So hopefully when this is all resolved, the kin will still have what they need, still have a good leader.
I doubt the Skinner would act out of sheer spite.
The Skinner seems to be very motivated to have a position of leadership, to be followed. And whether or not it was the Skinner involved, it could have been questioned before, but considering a fetish that was found in the ownership of the fully fledged skin dancer, it is at this point certain that they were involved in that murder.
I guess while we're on the topic of the Skinner, I still don't really know exactly what happened to Tolote. Would you like to tell that 10 point?
And, you can ask, would you like to? She
Well,
looks a little
I mean-
stricken, but nods as compliantly as you like. If you like, Raya.
Yeah. Seems to be an appropriate time to go ahead and tell it.
With 3 galleons gathered, yes, it's as good a time as any. I was called to Talatahine the day that it happened. She had summoned the ancestor spirit of the one Gru that we knew to be felled by the Skinner, and had spoken to him. So she called on me. We had spoken previously about investigating the bodies of others who died lately, to see the conditions of their bodies, to learn more about our enemy. So as this information that she found would have led her back to the graveyard, she invited me to join her, and I called on Mariah, on Aiden, to come with. So she with William White Raya, and she'll glance to Raz, not knowing for sure how well he's met everyone, the Wormfoe, and I with my Alpha. We went to the graveyard, and we set to digging up, to exhuming the bodies of the previous tale singer and previous keeper of the land, who died so strangely. And we met with the caretaker of the graveyard very briefly. He just seemed to be a very scarred kinfolk. Didn't talk much. I'd seen him before. And as we worked, he came and asked what we were doing. They replied that we were digging up the bodies to see if they were skinned. He asked why we would do such a thing. She replied, because we have reason to believe that we are, or that they are. And the caretaker then offered to bring us water. So, as Aiden and Will were digging, Tlata and I sat up on the edge and we discussed this. And we were suspicious, rightfully so. And we agreed that when he brought back whatever he brought back, I would be the first to drink, if only because, and she turns a glance to Saoirse, the children of Stag are generally very hardy. So
Saoirse will nod at that.
he brought us back water, enough for all of us and for himself, and made a point of drinking before we had a chance to. Tlate poured hers into her canteen, and she kind of, again, just kind of glancing to Saoirse and to, and I imagine to Bites, because they're familiar with Tlate and the fact that she almost always had some manner of water bottle on her, saying that she would keep it for later, for after the work was done. And I drank, and she just kind of shakes her head. Her lashes kind of fall down over her eyes. And there was silver mixed into the water somehow. And I began retching and coughing. And as I began to cough, Tlate twisted about to face this caretaker. And in one moment, in one movement, he cut her open with a silver knife. And of course, William White Raya, Aiden Raya, they surged out of the grave that they'd been digging, and they set on him. He was torn to shreds in moments. But the one strike was harsh enough, was deep enough, that Tlatahin passed as they fought. I gathered her up. I listened to her call out to her sister. And she passed. There in my arms. And she... And her eyes have begun to water somewhat. And she finally gives her head a bit of a shake in an attempt to dry herself out. And even as she had been hit, and as she was falling, we had both reverted to breed. I out of panic, and she in preparation to fight back. But with all that strength that she had left, she shoved me away and out of the reach of that knife. I don't know exactly how capable that skin dancer was, but we all know that William White does not play when he is fighting. Seconds, just seconds later, he was dead. And so the wormfoe took his alpha from my arms. He sang the song of the true form and gave her the peace of being able to go back to Gaia without her deformities. And Aiden had walked away when he realized that she was gone, found the hut there on the grounds where the caretaker had stayed, found the journal, showed it to me. And so I roused up and I went to that place and I tore it apart. I was so sure that he had hidden the hides there. There was nothing. There was just the fetish that he'd used to hide his tracks. But at the very least, he is gone. And his student is without a teacher. But if the journals are to be believed, the student was very advanced, was very skilled, and may have no longer even needed him. That is how we are sure that it is silver. It's not poison, it's not spirits, it's just silver. It explains why the Tale Singer and the Keeper of the Land, when they passed, it was almost as if they had died of an allergic reaction. One, her throat swelled shut, and the other was as good as poisoned.
And why the dog didn't get sick.
Yes. She smiles faintly because Derry is a treasure and still living with her pack. It does also explain why he was fine.
So, I'm guessing you know who the skins that you took belong to.
And she begins to tick them off on her fingers. And Moosh, was it Follows the Wind or something like that?
Yes.
The one that finally gave us a direction to look at. Follows the Wind. Ticks off another finger. Our previous Tale Singer. Ticks off another. The Keeper of the Land, for Taletaheen. And ticking off the last, there was a similar death, suspicious, up in another portion of our sept at another cairn. That is 4. The Skinner needs 5.
I'm thinking it might be also worth it to see if we can track down the skins, not the Skinner himself.
Oh my fucking god.
I have.
Sorry, he says this and a light just fucking like, it's the Umbra. A light bulb really should just fucking appear over 10 Point's head. And as he's speaking, she starts clawing into her fucking bag.
Can we track them, Raya? I do not know how this scenting of prey works, but we know the dead, yes?
Whips out. She promptly pulls out a small pendulum on a string.
Okay, Kalani at this point will actually speak up. When I first came here, it was an ancestor spirit whose body had been desecrated, placed in a glass case in a museum. That sent me here. They know if something's wrong with their bodies. They might know where they are.
10 Point is going to just, without any explanation, pulls this this little pendulum out of her bag and muttering something or another, just kind of takes it up, holds it a particular way, produces a set of prayer beads, wrapping it around her other hand, and begins to gently basically spin the pendulum, letting it circle under her palm. And I am spending a willpower amoosh. Why didn't I think of this till now? I hate myself. Oh my god. Where the fuck? What is my fucking wits? 3. Okay. Willpower is spent. Right at the questing stone on the hides. That is 4 successes, including the spent willpower.
Bronx.
So she is spinning this little pendulum very gently, very gingerly, barely moving her hand to get the circular motion. And of a sudden, it starts dramatically swaying in a particular direction and finally gets to the point where it doesn't even swing. It just starts pointing. And she, like, just looks at her hand and looks at the stone with an expression of shock on her face, and then snaps a glance up to Saoirse.
Well, that's a thing.
Right,
What
the
do you think we should do? You think? I mean, there's enough of us here. Do you think we should go get them?
Yes, I think we should.
Saoirse will nod. You'll want to go on an adventure?
Jason looks at Bites the Week.
Go.
Right, could you inform the warder, the alphas, please?
He turns and leaves towards the heart of the cairn. As most of those who knows Lucas they don't say bye-bye. They just do things. So, he is going to the heart of the cairn.
Yeah, nobody's gonna take offense to that, obviously. So,
Hey, Kailani will sit down in front of Jason very sternly. Jason, stay within my sight. If you can't see me, I can't help you. Understand?
He bobs his head vigorously.
I don't think we should be this hasty. We should at least have...
Even if we don't go after the Skinner, at least we can know where to look. We can get there, we can watch and see if there's anyone familiar who goes in or out.
And don't you think they'd be expecting people to poke their nose at their hideout?
She smiles in the most, like, ironic, sad kind of way, shaking her head. Why would they?
yeah,
We've been
Saoirse's
looking
shaking her
for
head too.
so long, and we've
They think
never
that they
gotten
have-
anything that would lead us there.
They think that they have the perfect place. They're not going to be expecting us to show up.
And even if they do, if I pop in, I can soak silver in Hamid.
I'm still saying either get some good...
You can only soak silver in your breed form.
Oh, sorry. It's lupus. My bad.
Meanwhile, she's hastily standing and looks very, very hopefully to Raz. At the risk of being very impertinent, may I touch you?
And he nods.
She, like, lunges in and, like, can only one-arm it because she is not touching that pendulum. She's not doing anything to jostle it. But she lunges in and, like, one arm hugs him so fiercely and just kind of goes, "Thank you so much. I don't know why I didn't think of it till now."
Saoirse's gonna nod at him and kind of pat him on the back. Good job.
The Svan's face moves from the most awkward confusion for getting hugged by 10 Point to, like, being given a gold star in the first grade when Saoirse pats it.
Yeah, 10 Point doesn't linger about it. She doesn't generally like touching people, but she is completely overcome at the moment. It's obvious that she is overwhelmed.
I'm still saying either bring the Aruns with us, or if the place is small enough, and inconspicuous enough. Either send in the police or burn the place to the ground. I'm
The
guessing
police won't be able to do anything.
No,
If
not the
we
police.
if we act on the place before we have both of them, one of them risks getting away. We don't have to take the one we see. We don't have to act, but we have to know who it is. And we have to catch both of them.
and if they're expecting us, we risk losing another one of us.
Kailani will stop and think a minute because she and Felix had discussed plans at length when they were working on their pack. Raya, may I make a suggestion?
Please.
If we all go, we have the safety of numbers. If no one is there, we could leave someone with the ability to remain hidden and blend in with their surroundings to keep watch. And I could set up a link between us so that they could be notified.
To be honest, I'd advise against it. But I think it's appropriate that the highest in rank make the call.
I agree. If possible, Raya.
Saoirse's thinking it over.
If we find the skins and we have the opportunity to take them, I think we should.
Oh, I completely agree with that. If we have the opportunity to take the skins, we should definitely take them. That way, at least it disrupts what they're doing, and maybe then the Skinner will show themselves to us. But I don't even with the ability to communicate telepathically, I don't like the idea of leaving someone on their own. So that no, but taking the skins, leaving someone alone, no.
I understand, Raya.
But at least then we'll know where they are. We can come back. Or they'll come find us. And if they come find us, we have a lot more numbers on Sept.
We do.
So I think that we should, right now, see where that goes. If we can take the skins, we take them. If not, we come back later with more to raid.
So
and then we at least know where they are.
And we may know who it is.
Aye, we may know who it is. And if we can get in and out without them actually even knowing that we were there, then that gives us an edge. I mean, they'll notice that the skins are gone, and I'm sure that they'll know who took them. So then they'll just come to us, and that's definitely more in our favor. So that's my decision.
If that is the plan, Raya, then I will follow it. And I will make sure the cubs stay safe.
She nods. Good. 10 Point, lead the way. I'll be right behind you.
She just kind of dumbly nods. Moosh, is this area of the Bronx, is the area we'd have to go to something that would be too dangerous to travel to through the Umbra?
It is completely okay to travel through the Umbra.
Okay. So yeah, at 10 point, we'll nod. She's relaying all manner of things through the pack link, though I'm slowly catching him up. And yeah, she's been bid to move, and so she moves, following that very, very light tug from the pendulum.
Everybody following 10 point goes towards the Bronx in the Umbra. It is getting colder in the Bronx. Finally, they find themselves in front of an apartment in the umbral side. There's a bunch of pattern spiders who are creating the pattern more and more. Nothing looks weird. I would like everyone to roll perception awareness.
Happily.
Oh yeah.
To see or to
see.
use a different.
Nothing.
Amachan,
What's that?
can I activate heightened senses after the roll? Yeah.
If you want to.
Okay.
Does that require activating or?
It's required.
Yeah,
Acute sense.
Oh, I'm sorry. Gotcha.
Acute
Yeah.
sense doesn't require activating. The heightened senses does. It is a gift.
Yes. I have
Okay.
acute sense.
So, see.
I got 4 successes.
You did good.
Don't actually know what that does to my difficulty, so.
It's
It reduces it by 2, so your diff would be 4.
I had 2 successes because I got a 1 anyway. Doesn't matter.
I got 2 as well.
I got 3 successes.
Those who has 4 successes will see marks of lupus that is going towards the apartment. They're not really fresh, but it's there. And it's not you guys. Those are not you guys.
Oh, there's fresh lupus tracks. That is not us.
Didn't he say they were not fresh?
Not that fresh. Like, I said not
Not
fresh.
that fresh.
Not that fresh.
But they're not from us, right?
No.
Obviously. Okay, well, she'll say, okay, there are lupus tracks. Not terribly fresh, but they're not from us either.
Raya.
Aye.
Do you mind if I try to get their scent?
She shakes her head. No, go right ahead.
Please.
And Helani will bend down and spend probably at least a round. Nova, are you okay? Nova, come here.
Everyone hears a whistle.
Really?
They hear a whistle.
Oh boy.
From
Ryan,
where?
the Ronin has to be human, don't they?
It comes from inside of the apartment, and tracks are gone. There's a wind comes really slowly, and the tracks are gone.
I'm gonna snap a look up at this place because honestly, Is there anyone visible? Because we are Umbraside.
There's no one visible at the you see the apartment. You don't see the inside of the
Oh
apartment.
yeah. No, just like at the windows and shit.
No,
Don't look like
you don't even see any.
got 2 hours left, 2.5.
Saoirse,
Yep.
Saoirse, you
Mhm.
saw a movement to the second floor.
Movement on the second floor.
Yep, you did.
Okay. She'll relay that to the group. I saw somebody moving on the second floor, so.
Shit.
Should we shift for good measure just to be on the safe side?
Means they know that we're here and that we know.
Kailani is going to go ahead and shift up into Hispo.
We just need to see. Remember, be careful. She'll finally tuck the pendulum away. I wish they hadn't seen. And she will glance around. Is there any signs of like just, the little tinges of worm taint that mean that wormish spirits wouldn't be that uncanny in the area?
You suspect there are Garu skins for a specific Garu ritual? There might be
Yeah,
worm
there's
spirits.
probably some worm spirits. 10 Point will glance at the lot of them and say, I'll be right back. Give me just a moment. And she is going to glance around for the closest place that will obscure the view of that apartment building.
Okay.
Somewhere that she can get out of sight.
Okay. What is she doing?
And basically, it'll look like she's trotting off probably to pass a message, something like that. She just kind of shoots off. And once she is out of sight of the building, not necessarily out of sight of her allies, will reach into her swag and take out a really eerie, very realistic looking mask of a hag's face. And we'll put it on, and with a point of gnosis spent, we'll assume the visage of a night hag.
Okay. Guys, there's a night hag. Is that all you know? Looks like,
She's conveying this through the link and what she is doing, and hopefully, again, is out of the view of the apartment building, but is hopefully still in view of the street so they can see what she's up to.
Okay. Susha will keep the group apprised of what 10 Point is doing. And we'll advise everyone to hold off until she can either get a view or something. She's following 10 Point's lead at this point in time. So she's gonna hold everybody back for right now. Try and at least get out of sight a little bit so that we're not like in a direct line of sight, but she wants to see what kind of results 10 Point's gonna yield for right now.
I assume that I can shift form and I will maintain this appearance as long as I have the mask on, right?
I think so as well. I think Bane's can just,
It just makes me look at it. It doesn't give me any abilities related to it or anything.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, she's going to, for all intents and purposes, revert to breed. And as she comes back around to the building, we'll be asking Saoirse through the link for like kind of a glimpse of what she saw, like what window she saw it from.
Yeah, she will. And she has eidetic memory, so she can project it exactly.
And yeah, 10 Point will slip around so that she does not cross open view of the Gru, mostly to maintain the illusion. And we'll see if she can climb up the outside of the building. Seeing as she has them Krynos claws right now, technically. It'll just look
You-
like a creepy grudge spirit move, but
You're you're like basically climbing wherever you want to climb. But roll me like strength athletics, please.
yes, sir. She's basically going to try to come up around the side of whatever, like, if it was like a corner apartment or something, like, up the sidewall as opposed to the one that they looked through.
Okay.
So it looks like she's just doing her creepy Bane thing.
Rizvan still looks confused because he didn't get an answer to his question of whether he should shift or not. Just
No, Saoirse told everybody to hang tight for right now.
okay.
And yeah, Saoirse is getting a live feed of everything she's doing so that she will know the moment anything might go awry.
You
That is a
climb.
comically bad roll for how many dice I had, but you know what? It's still a success.
If it's a success, it's good. That means that you're climbing, but you're climbing slowly. But it's still good. You climb, go up, and check the room. The room looks like just like any other room in the Umbra. It looks weird, but you see blood trail. Which might lead to two things for a theory with your knowledge. To someone who's bleeding or blood veins.
Yep. Can I, depending on which direction this blood trail is going inside when I sneak a look through the window, can I, like, essentially claw my way along the wall to the next window in that direction to try to kind of follow it from outside without going in?
You think it's going down. You see the stairs. The door is open. One of the houses, one of the buildings inside this apartment. You see through the door. It goes downstairs. This blood trail. Can you also
shit.
roll me perception primal urge, please?
Absolutely.
I don't know if this works, but I'm just going to give it to you because I want plot to continue.
No. In fact, I botch.
There was totally not a movement in the Umbra.
Not a what?
There was no movement in the Umbra. In the gauntlet. There was no movement in the gauntlet. You didn't feel shit.
I didn't feel shit.
Yeah.
I feel bad now because the next thing I was going to ask is if the windows were reflective in the Umbra as well. God damn it. I guess then that she will start climbing down, looking into the next window, following the trail for the moment, as opposed to immediately looking.
You're coming to
through the gauntlet.
You're coming to the first floor. Roll me perception, darkness, please. I want to make it legit.
Yes. And yeah, again, Saoirse is getting a live view of everything. Just fuck me.
You're not sure? Did you saw it or not? You're just trying, like, you might need to go inside to check it.
You funny. And I will only ask this because I was already intending to do it. May I glance at the window and check the reflection?
Totally.
10 point will warn Saoirse that where she is latched and that she's about to look across, and if she gets frozen, this is where she is.
At the first floor.
Thankfully around the side of the building, so not in plain view of the street. Son of a bitch.
You botch, but let's just say it's a failure.
Alright. She sees dog shit.
She doesn't see anything. I'm really sorry, your rolls are really bad today.
They are so bad. And yeah, 10 Point will essentially let Saoirse know that that was all she could get without going inside, and will detach from the wall and
Damn it. Okay.
suggest that someone pull a mirror or something. Like, they need to watch the door because they're probably going to be departing. As she gets the fuck away from that building. Again, not immediately rejoining the group. She needs to get away from them, take the mask off, and then rejoin.
Saoirse has a mirror. She can attempt to look across.
Totally, please do.
What's the gauntlet rating?
7. City stuff.
Oh, I got a success.
You see a car being pulled out in front of the apartment.
All right, there's a car pulling up.
She will distinctly feel 10 Point watching her view, most likely, while she gets the mask off and is running back.
Saoirse is projecting everything she sees through the pack link and is keeping the people there in her immediate
running narrative.
Yep. Running narrative of everything happening, not leaving anybody out.
Jason is looking around instead of at the mirror, since there are enough people worrying about that.
There are spirits around, like Bicycle says, a true enemy. Which is, everything.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is, you see the viewer spirits.
How much attention do they appear to be paying to the group?
They are not happy with your presence because we were never happy. But like when you look at them, one of them turns and looks back at you, saying like, we were spider shit. Mechanical voices you hear, but you understand what they're saying. This is what they look like.
Yeah, it's those again. Jason studiously does not make eye contact. Or whatever those things call eyes.
What does people do?
Saoirse is watching that mirror. See who gets out of that car.
Or who gets into the car.
Or who gets in, yeah.
Does looking at the mirror always stands when you look, or it's like 1 second or 2 seconds or like stuff
Usually,
like that?
as long as you maintain it, it holds. I mean, if you want to say no, you can say no, but
I will make sure to check it.
What is the pendulum doing? Has that been put away?
I mean, she still has it tied to her hand. It's dedicated, so it's not damaged by her shifting. That is a good question.
Where is the goddamn looking across the gauntlet? Fuck it, it's fine. You look and roll me perception alertness, please. Your difficulty is +2.
Okay, which still just makes my difficulty 6.
Totally.
Yay for acute senses. 3 successes.
You see 2 people. 1 male and 1 female. 2 of them has black hair. They have 2 weird what is the name of that? Luggages. And they throw it behind the car.
What's the pendulum doing?
What is pendulum?
It's her questing stone. It is still attached to her hand, and she is running back to join the group.
It doesn't move because the map is not big enough to see the movements. It's still the same place, but like it will move when they move, or let's just say
So for now, it's still pulling just in that rough direction.
Like this is a map of New York, which is like it's small down like 4,000 times probably. So like they need to move a lot for map to have a trickle of movement. But yeah, they are like they're basically putting 2 big luggages and entering the car. Are you guys doing anything?
May I do anything to try to study harder through Saoirse's eyes, like to try to recognize either of them?
I mean, you look across the street from 2 individuals through the umbra. They're putting attention on not being looked. When I say like they're wearing let's just say stuff that will not make them really easily recognizable. So you may want to go near them to understand who they are.
We're gonna have to get closer.
It's because he's doing the version in the book, and I am doing a slightly different version. So he is normally you do the right of the questing stone over a map. She just kind of does it in the open air and lets it pull the appropriate direction instead of pulling to a particular point. But it is cool. I got the gist.
I apologize. I didn't know you were doing in the air.
It's okay. It's okay. No, that's why I think she's asking about it. Is because
I was wondering if it would be pointing at the skins.
Oh, okay.
It is in theory, but I imagine since we're still standing across the street, it probably won't have moved much. It'll still be pulling in the general direction of that building since they're still in front of it.
Yeah.
Shit.
What is she doing? What is the 10 point doing? Tell me.
Can I walk over? Again, I'm kind of trying to triangulate using her view because the car doesn't exist on this side. But I'm going to try to walk around to about where the car is and flick out my mirror and try again much closer to where they are. Like right there next to them.
Do it.
Oh, please, God. Please, dice gods, be nice to me. Thank fuck.
This is what you see.
Don't break my heart, don't break my heart, don't break my heart.
And another male, which is, I need to find a photo. I need to find his photo, a specific photo that I choose for him.
I don't remember seeing this one before.
You kind of feel like you did, but you can't pinpoint. Roll me perception alertness.
Happily.
I
need what?
You need like a couple successes for this. This is a secondary skill.
Let me think.
You can spend a willpower if you want to.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what all I've spent on and if I have any more left. I think I have one more. And this is worth it, so... Yeah, fuck it. I'll go down to willpower 1. That's how I live. That's the story of my fucking life.
I know I'm not connected, but is this still getting shared over the pack link?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're
and
basically...
Saoirse's relaying it.
Sharing immediate view. So that's 3 with the willpower, if it's diff 6.
You see the fingers.
Son of a bitch, really? And the person with her is male?
Yeah.
It's not how identical twins work.
I mean, they're not twins, maybe. Who knows? Or maybe it is the twin in front of you.
Oh, she is furious. Yeah, Yeah, she stares intently. She catches sight of the hand and the missing fingers, and I'm sure
Are you
Saoirse
surprised
feels
now?
exactly the same way.
Are
I
you
hate
surprised
you
now?
so much.
Are you
Yeah, that's what
surprised
I
now?
thought.
Oh my
No, there
god.
is someone who says with a silver knife in her hand,
Oh, Jesus.
getting
Wait,
out
what?
of the apartment, and says, "Are you surprised now that my twin played you all this time?"
I am uncomfortably close to that apartment building and that
Yes,
crazy
you
lady
are.
with a silver knife.
It's really hard
Wait.
to play someone. It's really hard to live one life with two people. And she raises her hand and says, "You don't see the fingers," and she says, "We needed to be identical. You don't know what we suffered for all these times for reaching our goal."
Well, the entire time she is talking, 10 Point has, um, actually, Saoirse can see the fucking plates from where she is, and she's got eidetic memory. 10 Point has
Yep.
snapshot the mirror and is like, oh, fuck no, you think I'm crazy, and has fled back to the group.
You are
Nope.
fleeing back the group. You're rolling initiative. Someone is about to stab you.
Yeah, I didn't think I was standing that close to the doors, but yeah, no, fuck that. I'm
You're
outie.
near the car. You're near the car.
5,000. I will be
Uh,
spending rage. I am running like a bitch.
We will roll initiative, everybody.
Like the
Oh,
biggest
god.
bitch. God bless dedicated armor. God bless it. Oh, I'm scared.
Are we within view of this even?
You guys
Oh,
are
yeah,
essentially
you
right
guys are
there
seeing
across
it.
the
Sure.
street.
Like
Basically-
basically, go on, 10 Point. Go on.
Oh,
Katie.
sorry. I was going to say,
Explain it.
basically from your view, because we're in the Umber right now, you've got Saoirse right near you guys, looking through one compact mirror. 10 Point darted just to the other side of the street, like where a car could have pulled up to the sidewalk, and has pulled out another one and been looking through it. And while she was looking through it, this woman has emerged from the building in the Umbra, like where you all can see her, and is blatantly brandishing a silver knife. And she starts to monologue, and 10 Point like gives that like I'm a fucking run twitch, and we roll initiative. Oh, please let me have higher initiative than her, please, God.
She rolled 3. 4 plus 4, which is 8. 11. You do have higher initiative than her.
Oh, thank fuck.
Can you set up an initiative, please?
I am doing it now. Hold on, let me actually look at people's shit here so I can see.
So I would like to ask a couple things before we
First.
begin the initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What is Saoirse's thoughts?
She's upset. Very upset. She was getting to know this girl. She wanted to claim her, and yeah. So it's like, yeah, this is just the cherry on top of the really shitty couple of weeks that she's had. So she's not happy at all.
Okay.
I am quickly looking to figure out who is going in what order. Okay, I only got a 9.
While you figure that out, quick question. I know I've heard it mentioned several times. Is it reasonable to assume that Jason knows at this point that he can only soak silver in his breed form?
Yes, but she wears a knife, so like you can't soak this.
Okay. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
The
like,
knife does lethal damage. If it was a bashing damage, you could have.
Then
Like
you
if
can
it was
still.
a
Okay.
yeah.
Would anyone have told him that?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
You also know you can't get a if a knife touches you, you are like it's bad. It hurts. It burns.
what was her initiative again?
11.
Oh, Jesus. And I was going to ask, considering when she kind of connects the two and realizes who it is, I was going to ask for a point of rage because she'd been played a fool.
Oh, of course you gain a rage. Of course you do. If you want, you gain 2 rage.
I was gonna say, can I have 2, please?
Yeah, okay, let's give like 1 to you and 1 to everyone. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm taking one for the revelation and one because we are entering combat now.
Exactly. That's okay.
Yeah.
So 10 point. Same with
Oh, I
everybody.
missed
Everybody
You
gains
missed
1 rage.
What is? You didn't post it in the side chat.
minus. Yeah, I did. It's 10.
Oh, you
Jason
did.
goes before me. I don't know
I don't
what.
You're good. I
have
think
a
you were in the middle.
preference. Razvan, do you want to
Okay.
roll off, or do you care?
No,
or-
it's based
No,
on what you
just-
rolled versus like your stats and shit.
Oh, derp.
So she actually rolled a 4. So yeah, she goes after you. And he actually rolled a 5, so she goes before him. So yeah, got it. Sorry, I just realized I was missing someone.
10 points. What are you doing?
I'm switching my picture.
Hmm.
Oh my god, I'm fixing it first because I'm not a floof. I put it in my Krynos spot.
Krynos floof.
I swear to, you know what? I'm doing it just so it is hit the internet at least once. This is not the appropriate picture. So I'm gonna quickly fix that. There we go. And yeah, no lie. She starts talking about how hard it was and how we had to look the same. And 10 Point sees a silver knife and is like, fuck this shit, I'm out. No, she gone. Rage. Poof. I'm getting back to the group. I am the
Okay.
creamy nougat center. Fuck.
You guys see 10 Point running back to the group, and she has the knife, and she will hold her action, spending 2 rage.
Oh, fuck.
And she will monologue and say, "We won already. We won." What is people doing?
How did you win?
It is the turn of Jason. Are you like you can have a free action of talking and then do something.
Yeah, he's there. We're what, across the street?
Yeah, like basically she's holding her action, so if anybody comes near her, she will just be like stab.
Yeah. Fuck. I'm gonna hold my action too because I have no idea what I'm doing and spend 1 rage.
Okay, Razwan.
Okay, 2 questions. This is still happening in Diablo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Can I spend the rage to insta shift to Krynos?
You can, or you can roll stamina primal, or it's up to you.
Actually, I'm gonna roll for it better. Not my best dice roll, but anyway.
That's an action, correct?
Yes. But
Yeah,
if
but
you
I
spend
dread-
if you spend a rage,
No,
I'll stick
yeah,
a rage action.
Right.
2 successes.
You are at the Krinos. This is an action that you can do, like a normal, like reflexive, so you can still have an action.
And I'm gonna hold my action because I didn't get any orders.
Okay. It is actually no, it is Sirsha before Roswell, so yeah. I apologize, I checked the first one. What is Sirsha doing?
Saoirse, I'm going to spend 1 rage and rage shift to Krynos just in case.
Mm-hmm.
And that will hold her action just to see what's gonna happen, which means a lot of us are gonna have wasted actions at the end of this turn, but whatever.
Kailani?
Okay. Kailani is going to activate the paper butterfly gift.
Okay.
So spending a point of gnosis, and I will roll with performance, difficulty 6. For each success, a dozen fluttering butterflies made of various paper will appear around Kailani's head.
Mm-hmm.
They will take 1 round to reach the enemy, and the next non-reflexive roll she attempts to make will have 2 successes subtracted for each success I make on the roll.
I'm gonna read that. I didn't understand. I apologize.
That's okay. It's on page 64 of the Stargazer Revised Tribes book.
I hate that book, but yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Please roll it.
Alrighty.
Player spends a gnosis and wits performance difficulty 6. Flock and butterfly, a dozen per success. Okay. Okay. Did you roll?
Rolling right now.
Okay.
Three successes.
Okay. If the Stargazer has 3 successes, it can take away full 6 successes from the opponent's roll if able. And it will be happening in the next turn, because it says it will reach in 1 turn. It was a really weird gift, but it's really cool. What are people doing in the rage actions? Oh, actually, we have hold actions. She will continue holding her action to see if anybody is doing anything.
They are all staring at her. Does she answer him?
No.
Saoirse's glaring daggers at her.
Sorry, I'm looking up the combat doc.
Rizvan just places his feet firmly on the ground and waits for a command, because that's how he's been brought up.
Jason will, already have said stuff and never mind.
she will use her action to start running away.
Jason will chase her.
Kailani will go after Jason.
Actually, common sense, is this the worst idea ever?
I don't know. To be honest, like, she's an enemy. You can chase her. She is wearing a silver knife. It is very dangerous. Most of it, even an Adrian is basically staying right now. So that is a sight to behold.
Jason looks like he would like to chase her. How about that?
Oh, there we go. There we go. That's what I wanted.
He's not going to go first.
Did Saoirse hold?
Yes, she did.
She did.
Jason looks for confirmation that he should chase her.
Would it take... Well, I'm trying to figure out. I just had to look up the disarm.
She can still parry the disarm.
Hmm?
She can still parry the disarm.
Fuck. She can't.
It's difficulty 6, though.
Difficulty 6, but the parry means getting... Well, if you succeed, and she's in Hamid.
No, she is not in Hamid anymore.
Oh, okay. She shifted. Well, she shifted then. Fucking.
Well, then that takes away the advantage I was hoping to jump on.
Don't Kailani's butterflies kick in?
They
Not
will,
at the
but
moment.
it won't be
Rage actions
till
yet.
the head of like a normal round. We're in rage actions, or we're hitting the end of initiative where people are using their held actions. And she will be holding hers to last and running. And sadly, she is, I assume, a Krynos with a silver fucking knife.
Yeah, she is starting running away towards the apartment.
Into the building?
Yeah.
But Jeff, he's definitely not chasing. He's looking at Saoirse, since she's ostensibly in charge. But I will shift into Krynos, or try anyway.
We don't know how many are in there.
I make it.
We've seen what we came to see. We need to get the hides.
Are they? They're inside, aren't they?
Is the pendulum pulling a particular way? Because I imagine at this point the car has pulled off.
They're, like the car is pulled off. They're leaving. The pendulum is like leaving.
Yeah. It's tugging off in that direction. So yeah, she shakes her head. The car. It's more important.
Let's get the hides. She's trying her best to stave off the hurt that she feels, and everything is telling her to just go after Elizabeth, but she knows that that's not the best idea right now. So
There's two Elizabeths.
Yeah. She is going
Yeah,
to
well.
Which one's which?
pile for it.
Oh, yes, we do.
Yep.
Oh, see, this Elizabeth was the twin. The other black-haired individual, which probably she was wearing a wig, is the real Elizabeth. But you guys don't know how many times you guys met with the other one, because they might have just been switched.
Son of a bitch.
Amouche,
What's up?
is it safe to say everyone here knows who this woman is?
Yes. This
is the leader of the Kinfolk Council.
Yeah,
Oh.
this is a member of
Somebody
Elder
could
Council.
tell her that.
Uh-huh.
This is a member of Elder Council.
This is who we put in charge.
This was our safe third option.
I was just gonna, I'm gonna put the song that I was waiting to put for a long time. Where's my Palpatine team?
So here's the question. We need to get those fucking hides, which means we need to pile into an alley.
That is true. It is in the
did
middle of the
hurt.
night. It is in the middle of the
Hallelujah.
night, by the way.
It's the middle of the night, but we're still in the middle of the road.
Yeah, that's true. I just wanted to inform you guys.
So we need to get into an alley Umbra side, and then we need to get sideways and
All the Hamids need to revert. We need to fucking.
Colin
You need to
Reaper.
fucking. I don't
Yeah,
care if you
really-
wave down a taxi, say follow that car. Like,
Actually, true. This is New York.
Saoirse has that license plate burned in her memory. I wish we had a glasswalker with us right now. So yeah, she's gonna instruct everybody to relax back to Hamid, or to, if they're Hamid, relax to Hamid. If they're Kailani, shift to Hamid. And we're all gonna need to step sideways and get following that car ASAP.
I'm guessing we're out of initiative right now.
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
She has fled and we are not chasing. Combat breaks.
So shifting back to Hamid.
She will urge the others to get across and to follow the car. She would take too long to shift and everything. They can get there faster.
What do I roll? Again?
You don't need to roll anything. You can revert to
Oh.
Hamid immediately.
No, not that Hamid. Getting across.
Gnosis.
Jesus.
This is going to be fun.
This is the other reason that I'm going to wait till last.
That's a 2.
That's okay. You bump. You do not botch.
Ah, that's a 10. Actually get out.
You get out as well.
Ooh.
Saoirse's gonna wait to see if she can be dragged or not.
I am
Yeah,
waiting till
okay.
last in case
That's
anyone
okay.
gets stuck.
Amush, what's the difficulty for this?
7, I said. The passing the other
Mhm.
side is 7.
Ah, 3 successes.
You pass. What are you guys doing? 10 point and Susha?
I was planning, especially since the cub just hit the gauntlet, I'm planning to stay across and convey him
Oh,
back.
okay.
I will stay there just in case you get caught.
Okay.
Saoirse doesn't botch, but she's not getting across on her own either. Right now. She thunked back as well. She's probably too upset to try and cross the gauntlet. Like, I need you to drag me 10 point.
She glances over and points a claw at the ground for Jason's sake and says, "Stay put." And we'll try to cross. Here's hoping she succeeds.
Jason will stay put.
She crosses, pulling Saoirse in the alley. She is huddled down and tiny because she is a fucking veil breach right now and doesn't need cameras picking her up. And then as soon as she's conveyed Saoirse across, she will go back.
The Saoirse, the Kalani, Rosvan, and Jason.
Yes.
10 point, are you going back?
Yeah, I'm going back. I'm a babysit.
Katie,
Yes, sir.
I will let you to roll wits for common sense knowledge.
But she's going back to get Jason.
Oh, okay.
Well, I can't pull Jason across the gauntlet is the thing.
Okay.
Because he is not in my pack.
Mhm.
You want me to roll straight wits?
No. It's completely okay. I thought that you were going to be alone in the Umbra.
No,
And I
that
was
would
like-
be Jason right now.
No, she literally told him stay right fucking here. Went across
His head
just to
is
pull
on a fucking
Saoirse,
swivel.
and then immediately popped back across as soon as she had Saoirse through.
Okay. What Jason sees. Actually, can Jason roll me perception alertness, please?
Jeez. Actually, wait. What's my diff?
6.
Well, -2 for.
-2.
Hell yeah, you have a bunch of
6.
successes.
6.
You see in the Umbra, someone is flying over the rooftop.
Flying.
Yeah, with wings.
The
He's
fuck?
staring. He's looking as carefully as he can to pick up as many possible details, where they're going, what they look like, what the fuck they're doing with wings.
It's going with north. It's going towards north.
He was told to stay put. He's watching, but he's staying put.
Yeah. To be fair, 10 point has only gone a handful of seconds.
Oh no, there's not like, oh, you're alone, I'm just kill you now. Like that's not happening. It's just that I wanted to give him a knowledge on what's happening because there was a missing piece of knowledge about things.
Is it Elizabeth?
It is Elizabeth, yes.
And she has wings.
Yeah, like it's not, like I'm just saying it. She's using a gift to fly.
I mean, he doesn't know that.
Oh, yeah, like you just see, it's like just like flying or jumping really high.
Okay. When 10 point gets back, he will point urgently at the escaping Elizabeth.
And do I need to roll to recognize whatever the fuck she is using to have wings in the Umbra?
Yes, you remember one thing, which is you guys aren't able to understand how she ran from the rooftops.
Oh, son of a bitch. I assumed it was the wind whistle.
The wind whistle was for, tracking down the, what was the name of that? The footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
There's also place where she used it as well.
Yep. What kind of gift is that there, buddy?
Roll me perception guard lore. No, it's not Sue ready.
Okay. I was just, because that Jason might actually recognize since he's got it.
I mean, yeah, I would recognize Hairsley, which would make sense since there was Fianna Purebreed, but...
I imagine that 10 point is relaying this to Saoirse through the pack link.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So can I also roll my Garou lore?
No, totally.
Perception or intelligence?
I will say intelligence.
Okay.
I do not have shit.
Just today and dice rolls. I hate today.
Yeah, it's not...
Today is not being kind to Katie.
No.
I really agree that it's not being kind to Katie.
I got a success.
You know that there are Black Fury gifts, but
Yep.
you also know your mother once told you, when a Ronin tries to survive, when a shame happens, they switch gifts a lot. And at the same time, there are rumors about Ronin gifts. Ronin creating their own, which exists in the Outcast book. Oh, see.
So she could probably assume that they use the Black Fury gift as a template to make their own gift fly.
No.
Better that
She's
she just has a Black Fury gift.
Yeah,
Or,
she may
okay, yeah.
have a Black Fury gift.
Okay, well then she'll relay that. That's likely a Black Fury gift.
She will urge Jason to take Lupus.
Let's Stamina Primal Urge again.
I mean, I'm planning to take my time on it. Because, I mean, flying keeps her in pretty easy sight.
You can just be like, Jason, just be like, I'm going to take my time, and then no, you don't need to roll.
Okay, then he will also take his time.
So, Saoirse's gonna pack Link to 10 points, so are we splitting up then, or what are we doing?
We can't cross Raya. We can try to follow at a long, long distance and see where we see her land. Or we can go back to Sapt.
She nods. Alright, you follow. We'll get the skins. Meet back at Sept. See where she goes.
There's a feeling of ascent, and yeah, 10 point will just turn a glance to Jason. Try to keep her in sight. As far from in sight as possible, but we need to see if she lands.
Yes, Raya.
And yeah, she'll start taking off. Lupus is probably the quickest form they have, so.
Oh, totally. You guys are you're not going slower than her. You guys are going faster than her, and keeping her at sight. Her turn is back. She's not looking.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
you guys are
we're
keeping
staying
her
hell the fuck back, using cover, and just following.
Yeah.
Also reduce perception difficulty totally. Like you guys are like cover to cover, cover to cover. Fucking staying away from spirits, cover to cover, cover to cover.
Yeah.
But the Lindsay,
Yes.
George, and Heather. So you guys are in the middle of the street. The car was at the site, but then it turned. What are you guys doing?
So Saoirse's gonna quickly relay to the group that we're going off on our own. 10 point has Jason, and they're following Elizabeth because they can't cross. So we need. She's gonna. Is she able to quickly flag down a cab or something to follow this car? Because we can't really like run in Lupus in the middle of the street in the middle of the night. That's pretty big bail breach. So.
Does anybody have a ride here?
Ride
I do.
or drive?
Drive, not fucking ride. No, hell no. God damn it.
I can drive.
Can Sergio drive or can Rosalind drive?
I mean, Saoirse can't drive, but she can surely navigate.
Rosalind, can you drive? We have drive.
Yeah, I've got one dot in it.
Okay, so basically what happens is really weird. You guys are like there, and then you guys see Siegfried just leaves the car, gets out, and says, "Right."
Oh, fantastic. All right, everybody pile in, let's go. Like, go, move. Rousey, drive.
Kalani climbs in the back.
Saoirse lumps in the front seat. And, yeah.
Rosalind.
Yes.
I need you to roll me your Dex drive.
My Dex and drive. Fair enough. Difficulty.
Are you going fast?
I'm trying to catch up.
Fast. Difficulty 6.
Okay. May I spend the willpower?
Of course you can. This is not
I'm gonna spend the willpower. 3 successes.
Okay. So like Roswan, just like everybody gets their seatbelts on. Kailani is looking like lost a little bit because Lewis in a moving car.
Oh no, Kailani! Kailani fucking loves cars. She's gonna roll down the window.
She doesn't get like much.
She's gonna hang her head out the window.
Are you gonna like look outside of the window with your tongue outside?
No, but she is gonna stick her hand out the window, and if there's not a bunch of cars and shit flying around, she might stick her head out the window too, because holy shit, the wind feels so nice.
Okay.
And Saoirse's gonna turn back and be like, Kailani, and we need to remain kind of inconspicuous. Please. Please, please, please don't do that.
Can I at least have my hand out the window?
For now, but when we gain on them, I need you to pull it back.
She'll nod. Understood, Raya.
Thank you.
That second, Roswan like presses the gas, and like you guys are like push to your seat belts. Oh no, seats, not seat belts. And then like he is going fast. And at the distance, you guys see the car. It is like it was going slow, but then it starts going fast. And it is a black car at the middle of the night. It is trying to go north of the what was the name of that? Fucking Bronx. And yeah, roll me again. If anybody has any way to make Rosvan feel like better driver, please just fucking do it.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I've got tons of charisma, leadership, whatever,
Roll
pep
for it.
talky stuff.
Okay, roll for it.
Okay, I have 14 dice.
But I need you to play it out as well. Like you need to
I
say
will.
crazy shit to make Rosvan be a better driver.
Hey, Amachan?
What's up?
Kailani has the supporter merit. Can she get in and help with this?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm gonna
Yes.
go to talk.
so this is going to be 14 dice at diff 4. Before I roll the dice, I'll just go ahead and say what Saoirse's going to say. She's going to say, all right, Raz, come on, you can do it. You're gaining on him just a little bit more. You're the best driver in the world.
I know.
Okay, roll me that 14 dice.
I noticed you.
I have 8
Jesus.
successes. Actually,
Okay.
I have a lot of successes. A lot.
So like Roswan,
Yes.
like you get this like huge will to just fucking catch this motherfucker. This like huge will, which will give you like 2 more dice in your drive because you're so fucking hyped up right now. Shit's going crazy.
Fair enough. May I spend another willpower? Because I've got a
Okay.
lot. Spending another dot of willpower just to be safe. And getting 2 extra dice on this roll. Okay? Just double checking to make sure. Okay, so this is 5 dice this time. 4 successes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You're right behind the car. You guys like see Elizabeth again inside of the car, who pulled her black wing and like taking off her like nose, which is like a weird nose thing that makes her nose a little bit longer. And she looks with this like crazy eyes as well towards Saoirse.
Oh, Saoirse just glares at her.
Okay. Rosvan, what are you doing? You guys are like really close.
Around that car.
Ah,
No, don't do it. Let's just follow.
I'm just.
Keep very, very close.
Did you say that in or out of character?
In character, don't
Okay.
hit them. Like
Okay.
she was thinking to hit them, but don't hit them. No, she's like, just follow. We need to see where they're going.
Tailing them. Just tailing them.
The car slows down. It's going towards the north of the Bronx, which is like getting out of New York. At the Umbra, our friends will see that the individual which is the Elizabeth 2.0, also lands and starts running in Lucas towards the north as well.
We're gonna keep chasing her ass.
10 point.
Yeah, we're still keeping a ridiculous distance.
Not to get stabbed. It's quite good. It's quite good.
Yep.
I don't want to die.
No.
But yeah, I'm following.
Okay.
I'm gonna just basically all I can do right now is keep an eye on her. Saoirse has access to my brain. I don't know how close she has to be to other people to use mind speak, but I imagine it's a lot closer than the Sept.
The mind speak what? Sorry?
Like, I was thinking that she really needs to be able to channel this to someone, like what's going on, but I assume she has to be close to the person or touch them or something in order to connect.
They need to be in the vision to speak the mind speak. If you don't, there's another gift called mental speech. If you want to do it from distance,
Can't we just like FaceTime that motherfucker?
you guys are like FaceTiming all by yourselves as a pack right now. But
I
like,
know.
none of theirs.
I just hate that we can't convey this to anyone on Sept.
Like if you guys,
Can you not reach Aiden?
they can, but they're not here.
He is not
Well, yeah.
home. Like that.
That is reset. Like
I'm fucking dying.
Can I get the line in? Because
you can call someone if you want to. Yeah, like if people are in guard chat, you can call someone.
I'm driving for fuck's sake. Like I'm not gonna go.
I will be poking.
Okay. So you guys will see that the car will go out, like is going outside of New York. And it is slowly going towards a forest area. And it's stopping.
I was gonna say, fucking Jesus.
Lindsay, let's wait for Lindsay.
Her net dropped. I assume she's on her way back.
Yeah, totally.
I would just like to say, Amoosh, I was right.
No, you said it was Lena, not Elizabeth.
Oh, you're right, I did. Okay, I was half right.
Saoirse?
Yes.
Basically what happened is they went outside of Bronx and going towards the forest area if you guys are not doing anything.
Okay. So Saoirse's gonna say.
Go on.
Saoirse's gonna say to Razvan, when we're out of the city, before we get to the forest, hit the car, get it off the road.
He nods.
She is going towards like a forest area. The car is like driving really slowly. It is your turn, Rosman.
For the sake of curiosity, which forested area are we headed towards?
So like, I am not a native of New York.
I got you.
Like, a forest area.
To anyone that doesn't have this.
Moosh Forest. Its name's Moosh State Park.
Making shit up like champions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Moosh National Forest.
Yeah, Moosh National Forest. There's a Graham Hill Park, which I will say if you guys are going to the Graham Hill Park, but it's renamed Moosh Hill Park. Basically, like, Rosvan, if you want to hit, I will even make your difficulties like -2 because like you're not expecting it.
If I see that I'm safely out of the city,
This is the middle of the night. No one is around. Your Shadow Lord census says this might be the time for murder.
This is Ambush Alley.
What? I'm gonna just ask this. What does my common sense say?
So, like, Do you guys want her alive or dead? Do you guys want her questioned or dead? Like the car chase might just kill her.
I mean, alive is preferable, but
Yes, alive is preferable, but if
If she dies, she dies.
Kailani is kill first, ask questions later. The only reason,
Saoirse will say
like-
take her alive if you can. If not, do what you need to do. But
yeah.
like hopefully you could be able, like in theory you could do something like pull up alongside and force
We
them off the road without like
need-
straight smashing into
The road.
them. But you've got to
Yeah.
keep them from making a rendezvous and meeting back up.
Exactly. Like you can't just do crazy stuff, and I won't be a dick and say, "Oh, she's dead. Goodbye, finished." No, she will have a talk before she dies, motherfucker. People hunting for this bitch for a long time. They need to enjoy their
drag her
they
back
need
to Sep by the hair.
they need to enjoy torturing her.
I still need an answer to my question. What does my common sense say?
I mean, you can do what you want, man. You can do what you want.
I imagine your common sense is saying that if you're going to take an opportunity, the middle of the night on a rural road once you've gotten off the highway is the best opportunity you will ever get in your fucking life.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's the second thing I was going to ask.
Your common sense also says that if you want to take her alive, don't hit the door that she's behind. Hit the other part of the car.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that actually makes sense. So
I also have common sense.
it's a merger of common senses.
Hive mind 2.0.
Anyhow, yeah, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm gonna drive up next to the car, opposite the side she's on. So drive up next to, I'm presuming the right side of the car if she's driving, or the left side of the car if the other guy is driving. And basically attempt to like jerk the wheel to basically force the car off the road and probably into a tree or something.
Roll me
pit maneuver.
Dex drive.
Dex drive. Okay.
Maybe a nice ditch.
Give me a difficulty and give me.
6.
Do I get it? Okay.
Yeah,
Do I
you
get
the 2 dice?
Get the dice? Can I spend another willpower? Might not be the wisest thing to do, but I don't want to botch this.
Don't worry, we'll be willpower 1 buddies.
Yeah, do it. Fucking fine.
Oh god.
That's what willpower's for.
Yeah, it's a resource you spend for having fun. 3 successes.
You hit the car. They try to dodge, but they can't, and it just like hits the closest tree. You know that the horn, the guy's head, the driver's head on the fucking
On the
driver's head, yeah, on the horn, and you guys see the Elizabeth is like trying to get out, but she is in a pretty bad state. And yeah,
Rizvan's gonna stop the car as
Saoirse,
close
before
as
the
she
car
can.
ever stops, Saoirse is getting out and she is going to retrieve Elizabeth.
and okay, let's play this out because I'm not gonna make you guys roll initiative. Let's play this out because this is I wanted this moment for a long time. This has been plot for a lot, and like she like holding her head is bleeding, and she looks and sees Saoirse. And like you see, like she's touching with the hand to her head with the ones that the 2 fingers are missing, and she just looks. And says, "Mom, stop calling me. I'll just be right back."
It's a funny thing to say.
Okay, I'm back. And like she just touches her head and then looks at Saoirse. What do you want?
Would have wanted all along.
She's like, you see that the blood is like coming to her teeth. Why?
Because that's what Garrow do. We take care of our kin.
Is this, as she like shows her hands, how you take care of the kin?
Well, it is ones that decide that they want to skin Garou and take their hides from them. Aye. You're coming back to Sept.
I am going nowhere. You're not taking me away. I will die here. If
No,
I
you're
go
not.
back, I will win anyway. And she smiles. You don't want me going back.
You're going to go back and you're going to submit to questioning from the Philodoxus.
She starts like laughing like mad cunt that she is. And like with the like, you know, that like this strong cunt word. But I'm sorry. She says, you don't want that. You don't want hope to die. I was the only one, like you said. Like 10.8 and Aiden said, I was the only one. I was the hope. What do you think Ken is gonna do?
You were the hope. That's all, but you know what? We'll persevere. We'll find new hope. But you need to answer for what you've done. Die right here. That kindness. So you're gonna go back.
She looks at her hands again and says, you don't know what I did for this moment to come. For all those 4 deads, I wasted my everything I have. Who do you think invited Kiara to this sept? Is she like smiles with her teeth?
It's taking everything Saoirse has not to knock those teeth out of her fucking head.
You can if you want to. Tell me how you kick her.
She's not going to. Satisfaction.
Mm-hmm. It takes a lot to live a life as one person. It was perfect and you destroyed it. Tell me, how did you find me?
We have more at our disposal than you know. Believe me, you've not seen anything yet. You think that you've endured suffering at the hands of Garou. No. But you won't suffer by my hand. I'm going to take you back.
It will prove that I was right all the time. By torturing me, you will create more skin dancers. She nods. I won. Kin will never trust you all. As she stands up, like her head straight. You have seen that she was acting like a weakling all the time. But you realize that her just like stands up, just like the way that you tried to give her advice, or 10 Point tried to give her advice on standing. And looks Saoirse in the eye, meeting her gaze. Take me back to the sept.
You cut out. What did she say?
She just said, take me back to the sept if you want to. I won.
You can think that. Saoirse is going to She's gonna take some rope out of her swag, and she's going to bind her.
She doesn't resist.
Get the hides. Let's get back to Sept.
And Razvan goes out of the car. And actually, he probably got out of the car by now, but basically goes to the trunk of the car that he managed to take off the road. And
Well, the hides are there.
you said there's like 2 pieces of luggage.
Yes.
Saoirse is going to, as Raz is doing that, Saoirse is going to pat her down and make sure that she's not carrying anything that could hurt them.
She had a knife, but she doesn't even reach for the knife. She just says, "I won," over and over again.
Well, she's going to take the knife anyway. It's just a normal knife, not silver.
It's a normal knife.
Razvan takes the 2 pieces of luggage and puts them in the back of their car. And after he does that, he goes next to Saoirse. Saoirse, if I may.
Are
you sure she's gonna make it to the set? Most humans don't survive a car crash.
I'll make sure she does. If she looks like she's gonna fade, I have a guy's breath. I can heal her. I'll sit in the back with her. Up front.
Yes. Understood. Are you sure you want to sit in the back with her, Raya?
I'll make sure that she gets back to Sept alive.
Kalani will nod, and she will sit in the front seat.
Razvan nods and gets behind the wheel.
And of course, she pack links 10-point everything that happened.
Yep, 10-point is made aware. 10-point is still dogging this this Ronin, though she'll make it clear that at this point they have run a long way. In fact, I imagine that this is getting fairly close to where they are, if not past it at this point.
It is past. You feel like she is going more up, like she's like running. She already get out of the like she is like when you look at the distance, she already left the Moose Hill Park. There's a McDonald's closed there. Look, it's outside of the city. There's a small McDonald's. You can see from a distance.
Has she at any point landed during this entire trip?
She did. I said that she did.
Okay, the few times that she has landed,
she landed in the beginning of the forest, and then never flight again.
All right. 10-point will briefly investigate where she lands to see if she can find a bit of fur, a bit of hair, a feather.
Yeah. We will find fear.
Yep. She will delicately lip it up and let Saoirse know, but will continue following until told to leave off.
By the way, quick side question here. Is the driver of the car actually dead?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
I mean, it's just going to look like he crashed into a tree and died, right?
Totally. I'm not going to...
Okay.
Well, I mean, even if he looks like he got run off the road, it's like, oh no, a car that was, let's look at the paint exchange. This color hit them.
Right. Exactly. So Saoirse's not worried about it. It's not a veil breach, so as long as they close the trunk of the car, whatever. She made sure to shut the door after she got Elizabeth, so not a big deal to her.
You see, seriously, but you get uncomfortable with the way she looks at you. What are you guys are doing? Bringing her back to Sept?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Saoirse's gonna tell when we park, don't bring the hides onto Sept itself. We'll let the warder and Truthcatcher know where they are. And yeah, we'll take Elizabeth to cleanser and take her to the Truthcatcher.
How do you... Okay, device the way we cleanse them. And like, you will see there's like 4 people around her, along with Bites that you can palm it for. Because he's kind of fat as well. But like, they will brought her to the Truthcatcher, and Truthcatcher will kind of like looks and says like, "What's this?" I'm gonna put his photo up.
Saoirse, with a very pained voice and expression. This is our Skinner, Raya.
He looks at Saoirse, looks at Razvan, looks at Kailani. He doesn't fuck around. And he says, "Let's keep her here then."
She nods. We have the hides of the 4 Garu that she's slain.
That Forgaru should have the skins should be given to their families. If they wish to bury them with the Garu, please let them, and make sure that you, as he kind of points at the Saoirse, make sure that happens.
Aye, I will.
One by one. Razvan, Kailani, you both are Galliards. Aid Saoirse in whatever she needs.
Yes, Raya.
Who was in this place, in this hunt?
It was the 3 of us, and then my packmate, 10 Point, and the cub, Jason.
I would like you to sing song about this action as well.
Of course.
It has been a long time since this. You know, he's a really kind man. He was about to say bitch, and he just keeps himself from saying it. Plague our lands. I will inform the Elder Council and the Alpha Council. Her punishment will be decided by the Philodoxes.
Of course, Raya.
Saoirse and everybody, can you guys are you guys looking around?
Kailani is.
You guys are seeing Kinzer whispering, because Elizabeth, the Kinfolk Council elder, the leader of the Kinfolk Council, is being tied up, and she is just people are just looking. What the fuck? What is going on? They're not like, oh fuck this shit, yeah. They're not like that. They're just looking. Everybody is confused. But yeah, I want to ask, does 10 Point and Jason is still following?
Yep.
Okay. In the distance, from really, really away from the New York, you guys will see a hut.
No, really.
Yeah. She in the forest.
So for the moment, I do not mind being scene locked, and I don't know if Meredith does. But yeah, we're going to go to ground close to wherever the fuck she lands if she doesn't take off again. And I guess we can take shifts. Keep an eye.
I'm okay with that as well.
What you can do if you want, which I can like basically tell you is really easy, that you can keep her eye on her with the questing stone, with the fuel that you have. So if she leaves, you can understand where she goes. Like we will just continue like this happen. I don't want people to be seen locked.
Okay. If you are guaranteeing me a successful hit, I just didn't want to like come back and be like, I got this, guys. Botch.
No. There's like she will be there,
Okay.
but I'm not saying like it will be like, oh, we will ambush her. Like it'll be like, you know.
Oh no, she knows
People
watching.
will roll their dices. No, she doesn't know you guys are watching. But
true.
Basically, like what's going to happen is you guys will come back with more people, and she's going to be there because you guys know from the rite of questing stone she is there.
Okay.
I will potentially pull you after this and message you some things and see if I can pull some shenanigans.
Let's go to the werewolf chat with you. If you guys want to end the scene, let's end it right now.
Yep. So
Yeah.
for now at least, half of the guilty parties have been captured and the hides have been recovered. And it is here, in the midst of all of this suspense, that we will say, thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. Thank you, Random Incidental ST, for getting ambushed with this. And we will see you next time on the Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York.